There is a difference between a wild party and something that is criminal. Okay, there's a difference between having a great time and something that's an illegal freak-off.
I think it's getting a little too late for those who are complicit.
And some were doubting you. Did you ever question, like,
No.
am I on the right path?
Oh,
By
I
Satan?
never question that. Still don't. Never will. God leads me to do everything I do. Jaguar Wright was out there yelling and screaming and yelling and screaming, monster, 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 monster. And everybody kept saying, she's lying, she's lying, she's lying. Meanwhile, the monster is, where's the baby oil in the butt plug? Let's go!
Something real shady is going down in Hollywood. Ever since Diddy got snatched up, it's like some celebs straight up vanished. Like they just dipped off the face of the earth. No red carpets, no paparazzi shots, no online posts. Gone like ghosts. And if you ask Jaguar Wright, she's not going to hold back. She's spilling it all.
Everyone knew he was the devil. He's been the devil for 30 years. He's been covered and protected by not only Clive Davis, but Lucian Grange. He was selected to be the demon that he is, to keep the culture in line so the industry could continue to rape it.
Jaguar ain't just talking smoke. She's calling folks out by name. According to her, a bunch of Diddy's longtime crew, nowhere to be seen. The same people who used to be all up in his circle, quiet. Real quiet. Like they're hiding from something big. Jaguar is saying this ain't just about Diddy being scared. Nah, it's way deeper. We're talking about a whole system of people, powerful ones, who never thought the truth would catch up to them.
I'm going to tell you who I believe is on the tapes. I believe Barack Obama got a tape.
Yeah, he playing hide the hot dog.
I know Jennifer Lopez has multiple tapes.
Oh, yeah.
Oof.
I know Beyonce got a tape. I definitely know they probably recycled some old Stevie J and Eve stuff. I know Drake got a tape. I know Rihanna got a tape. I know Chris Brown's on one of them tapes. I know Trey Songz has been like a supporting actor in many freak-off films. Definitely Usher.
And now, it's catching up fast. She's making it real clear Diddy might be shaking, but he ain't the only one sweating bullets right now. The pressure is on, and the walls, yeah, they're closing in fast. He's panicked, and honestly, he should be. Jaguar Wright ain't holding nothing back. She straight up said it. Those white boys he worked for were part of the game too.
Oh, he's terrified. He's terrified. He's losing confidence everywhere. But the only confidence he's worried about keeping secure are those white boys that he worked for.
And according to her, what we've seen so far, that's just the tip of the iceberg. The dominoes are starting to drop, and way more names are about to be dragged into the light. So what's really going on with these celebrities who suddenly disappeared? Are they laying low because they've got something to hide? Or are they running before the fallout smashes their whole world apart? Either way, something's not right, and folks are starting to connect the dots. Now here's the real question. How in the world is Jaguar Wright still standing tall when we've seen how others got shut down for speaking out? I mean, people been getting silenced left and right, yet she's still talking like she's untouchable.
The life of a true whistleblower is to choose to have a life with no real existence. You have to move like the wind.
Right.
You know, people, they say I'm homeless because they don't know where I live. But the truth is I live in 5 different states simultaneously.
Yeah.
See, I had to learn to play 3-card Monty with my life.
Yep.
Now, you might get all my addresses, but you're just going to have to figure out when I'm there.
Exactly.
But you have to think like that. Your life is constant contingency, contingency, contingency.
The truth? She's been through hell just to keep speaking out. She's taken hits, lost people, and faced things most wouldn't survive. all because she refuses to shut up. And let's be real, they don't want you knowing any of this. This ain't just about clout or messy drama. This is about real power. Power that's been trying to silence anybody who won't play along. But Jaguar, she ain't going out like that. She's not backing down for anybody.
Stevie J should be charged. Mary J. Blige should also be charged. Jennifer Lopez should definitely be charged. Should I keep going?
You're hitting it off.
Jay-Z should be charged. Khaled should be charged. Rick Ross should be charged. Usher should be charged.
Jaguar says she's got the receipts tied to Justin Bieber too. That alone has folks raising eyebrows. So for the people saying she's just stirring up drama or making stuff up, ask yourself this. Why does the industry start twitching every single time she opens her mouth? If she was lying, why would folks suddenly start acting shady the moment she drops a name? Yeah, something's definitely going on, and Jaguar's not scared to say it out loud. Why is it always the same names popping up in these industry scandals? Is it all just some crazy coincidence? Or is Jaguar Wright really pulling the curtain back on something way darker? 'Cause let's be real, Jaguar knows too much. And if there's one thing history keeps showing us, it's that folks who know too much, they don't always make it to the end of the story.
Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, I'll Be Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
Now this is where it gets real juicy. Jaguar wasn't just the first one pointing fingers at what happened to all the Uptown Records legends, everybody except Diddy, that is. She's been talking about this for a minute, way before anyone else dared to.
You want to know what they all had in common, though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Al B. Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning is gone.
But she also brought up a question nobody else seems to ask. How is it that J-Lo always walks away untouched? Like seriously, all these powerful men around her, careers ruined, some gone completely, lives flipped upside down. But J-Lo, she just keeps shining, skipping through scandal after scandal like nothing ever happened. And according to Jaguar, that kind of survival in this game ain't a coincidence.
And that was the night of the VMAs years ago when Diddy was with J-Lo. I looked it up. They were actually at least one of the after parties together. That's when she wore the famous white outfit, the stupid bandana.
Yeah.
Jaguars be saying it for years. J-Lo's got her hands in way more shady business than folks can even imagine. And that whole messy Ben 2.0 marriage drama, according to Jaguar, that was nothing but a distraction. A slick little cover-up so J-Lo could quietly dip out before the heat got too real. While the media was glued to the headlines, watching her love life crumble in front of the cameras, she was already making moves, staying one step ahead, vanishing from the spotlight like a pro. Jaguar's been doing her homework, and what she's dug up, straight up crazy. This wasn't about a power couple. This was about some deep, dark stuff brewing behind the scenes. Stuff most folks wouldn't even want to believe. And yo, don't sleep on Kevin Hart. People forget, he used to be Diddy's shadow. Always posted up at the same parties, cracking jokes, laughing loud. But now, real quiet. Like he knows something he ain't saying. And Jaguar's definitely paying attention. Now all of a sudden, Kevin Hart's gone completely MIA at a time when his name should be coming up in these convos. So why the silence? Why is he laying low when everybody else is out here defending themselves? And here's where it gets even messier. This B-list actor, Vinny Buffett, just dropped a bomb. He claimed Diddy was passing girls around like party favors at his private gatherings. And guess who was right there in that tight inner circle?
What the hell are Diddy and Kevin Hart doing with the same girl? Said girl was named as a paid S worker in a public Diddy lawsuit which came out while we were filming. It makes me wonder what the hell is going on between the two of them. Because sharing the same alleged S worker is pretty sketchy. My questions are, why were Diddy and Kevin Hart, two of the most famous men in Hollywood, doing even in the vicinity of our low-budget, no-name Tubi show? Why were they going through such great lengths to silence people on such a small project? Shouldn't they not care? Isn't all this way beneath them?
Kevin. Yeah, Kevin Hart. So now this ain't just about being buddies or cracking jokes. If what Vinny's saying is true, Kevin and Diddy may have shared way more than just laughs and industry plugs. And if that's the real story, then Kevin's sudden disappearance makes a lot more sense. Because in Hollywood, silence. It ain't just quiet. It screams. If Kevin really had zero ties to this madness, you'd think he'd be front and center clearing his name. But nah, he's gone full ghost mode. And out here, that kind of quiet usually means there's something real messy being hidden. If there's anyone who's been deep in Diddy's empire from the jump, it's Jay-Z. For years, those two were like kings of the industry.
You believe Jay-Z's worse than Diddy, and I believe
Absolutely.
that. Do you believe he's higher up, in the food chain above
Now
Diddy?
he is. Now he is. He wasn't, which is why I know he's doing everything that he can do to play both sides against the middle, to make sure that Diddy goes down and he stays clean.
Do you think he's scared right now? Do you think Beyonce's scared?
Oh, absolutely.
Making money moves, showing up to all the right parties, locking in deals, music collabs, brand partnerships, you name it. But now that everything's crumbling, Jaguar Wright ain't letting Jay slide out the back door unnoticed. She called it way before anyone else. Jaguar said it would be Jay-Z who steps in to sue Tony Busby, the lawyer repping Diddy's victims.
Did you know that Tony Busby, the lawyer that's doing all the Diddy lawsuits, just got sued
Oh yeah, I saw that.
by a prominent figure? They're trying to make everybody believe it's Kevin Hart. But the funny thing is, the lawsuit that's suing Tony Busby, Spiro is a partner. And Alex Spiro is Jay-Z's personal lawyer.
Oh, so it's probably Jay-Z then that's doing the suing.
Of course they'd use Kevin's name,
Wagging
but it
the-
ain't Kevin.
Not Kevin Hart, not any other industry sidekick, but Jay himself. And let's be honest, big sharks never take the fall. They toss the little ones out first to keep the heat off themselves. While folks were pointing fingers at Kevin and the smaller players, Jaguar says the real puppet master was Jay-Z all along. And if she's right, and she's been right a lot, then his days of hiding behind the curtain are numbered. But that's not all. While Jay's out here trying to protect his empire, Jaguar says there's others who've got even bigger skeletons to deal with. Let's not forget Ellen DeGeneres. Yeah, the same Ellen who used to proudly call Diddy one of her closest friends. Now, she's real quiet too.
Now getting extra scrutiny is Ellen DeGeneres. So between 2006 and 2022, Combs appeared as a guest on DeGeneres' daytime talk show more than a dozen times.
17 times! I've been on the show 17 times!
And that's never a good sign in this town. Looks like Ellen's pulling a move straight out of Diddy's own playbook. Disappear the moment things get too hot to handle. Diddy was never low-key about the people he kept around. He was bold, loud, and straight up didn't care who saw him rolling with who.
Have resurfaced recently, including discussions between Combs and Ellen about his infamous parties.
It'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
And then it will carry on there.
Yeah. Then No, I mean the after party.
No, I know about them.
So why did Ellen think she could skate by with her years-deep connection to him and nobody would start asking questions? Her downfall didn't stop at her show getting canned. Right after folks started connecting the dots between her and Diddy, tragedy struck. Her longtime DJ, Stephen Twitch Boss, took his own life.
I remember that Ellen episode. It was very groundbreaking, and I hated the way they shamed her. I hated the way they shamed her, but she did what everybody else does. She conformed. And, Ellen has her own proclivities, but right now, I'm on, I hate Ellen over Twitch. Like, I'm never going to get over Twitch. I'm never going to get over the fact that even in this new special that she did, pretty much telling everybody to kiss her ass and love her because she made Nice look cool, even though she's I'm mad that there was no acknowledgement or even honoring Twitch.
Now sure, some might call that a coincidence, but it's a little too perfectly timed, don't you think? Way too convenient to ignore. Especially when you look at the timing and who was involved. People are finally asking what else Ellen was part of, and why she vanished the second Diddy's name started getting dragged through the mud.
There is a difference between a wild party and something that is criminal. Okay, there's a difference between having a great time and something that's an illegal freak-off. And having said that, remember when I told you about those freak-offs, right? Cassandra Ventura, as well as prosecutors, said in legal filings that people forced to participate would often have to get IV drips to recover from exhaustion and prolonged drug use.
Now tell me that doesn't throw up a big red flag. It's wild, right?
Well, in 2016, Combs appeared on stage with blue gauze around his arm and explained that he was just getting an IV drip backstage. He'd apparently arrived at the studio with it.
They said that I would have to stay. I said, no, I have to go. I said I could pull that out myself. So I walk in and I'm talking to Ellen. I have the IV and then the blood is going down. I start to panic. I go into the bathroom and I pulled it out myself and I just made it here and I love you.
I love you too.
So of course the natural question is, what was going on right before this taping?
All these A-listers dipping out at the same time. Coincidence? Or is something way bigger going down behind the scenes? Because if there's one thing Jaguar Wright's proven over and over, it's that she doesn't open her mouth unless she's holding real receipts. So what's really happening? Are these celebs just laying low till things blow over? Or is Hollywood finally getting exposed from the inside out? History tells us one thing. When people know too much, they don't always get the chance to tell the whole story. And Jaguar, she knows everything. Now it's your turn. Do you think these celebs are hiding skeletons? Or is this just classic Hollywood smoke and mirrors? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next bombshell. See you on the next one.